Hello, good evening, and welcome to today's program. My name is Tunde Disu, and this is Become a Better Man. You are very welcome to today's program. We are going to continue with the topic we were looking at last week when we started looking at the developmental journey of life. The fact that this life is a journey, and as we go through it, we are growing, we are developing, we are making progress. So today we're taking it to the next level in this journey of life by looking at choices. Choices. Choices are the building bricks of life. Choices are the things that we do, the decisions that we make, the options that we take as we go through this journey of life. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, the choices that we make will either make or break us, will either aid our progress and development in life, or they will hinder us, slow us down, draw us back, and all of that. So today we're looking at choices, the choices that we make. The choices that we make. Last week we said life is a journey. Life is a journey. And the goal of this journey is for us to become better every day as we go through life. Life is a journey, and the purpose, the drive of this life, the fuel, the impetus that keeps us going in this life is because we want to become better. Every human being, irrespective of your position in life, your place in life, your status, your everything, every human being wants to be better. You want to be better than you were yesterday. You want to be better than you were last year. We are all striving to become better because that is what life requires. That is why after your nursery school, you want to go to primary school, to secondary school, to college, university, and all of that. And even after you've got your first degree, you want to go for your second degree, you want to do this, you want to do that. Now you are the manager in your workplace, but you are now looking to become a senior manager. You are the the supervisor, and now you want to move to the next level. You have one shoe, then you're thinking, well, I could do with another shoe. You have one house, then you're looking at, and I'd like to increase it to 2. We as human beings are constantly striving to be better in every aspect of our life. So it is imperative for us and on us to make the most of our lives, to make the most of ourselves. And the key to this insatiable need for us to be better, the key to us becoming, to us making the most of ourselves, really, is down to the choices that we make. The choices that we make. See, becoming better, like we said last week, simply means changing. Changing. What does that mean? Or what type of change? Change in every way. Changing your habits. Changing the type of risks that you take, changing the way you think, changing the way you respond, changing the way you live your life, really. So change is paramount to growth, and all of them are subject to the choices that we make. The good thing about change is that it's an exciting challenge for all of us. It is an exciting challenge for us to want to change, for us to want to grow, if nothing else, so that we can feel better about ourselves. But being better is also becoming more aware of yourself, more aware of your motives, more aware of the choices that you make, and recognizing that those choices will either make you or they will break you. It is becoming less judgmental of others and becoming more concerned with what is happening in other people's lives. you 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 also need to take on board and answer some of the questions that we listed last week, those 20 questions. And part of that is knowing your purpose. Why am I here? What is the purpose of my being? What is the part that I have to contribute to life as it is and to this world that we all live in? Every one of us are uniquely made to contribute a part, to contribute something, to add value, to play our parts and our roles in making this world a better place. So it's not just about you wanting to be better just for yourself. Your betterment is also an advantage. It adds value to the society at large. So without knowing your purpose, without knowing what is the sum total of your life, without having an inclination or an idea of what your life is all about, you will live a life that is here today, gone tomorrow, and a life that is weakened, a life that has no meaning, a life that is you will exist and not live. I think that's a better way of putting it. You will exist, but you will not be living a life, because your life will be weak, it will be impotent, it will almost be as if it's not existing. So in order for your life to have meaning, in order for your life to have to be going somewhere, there must be a purpose, because ultimately that purpose is what will drive the direction of your life. And because you have a purpose, the choices that you make along the way, the choices that I will make along the way, will be determined or will be driven by the purpose, the end goal that we all want to achieve in life. So to become a better person, we must ask and we must answer some of the questions that we raised last week, because those questions, they are designed to push us towards our goal, to push us towards our destiny, to bring us into a position of self-awareness, to unnerve us, to unsettle our comfortability, as it were, so that we can then unleash and release whatever is on the inside of us. But all of that will be guided by the choices that we make. So as you can see, life is never lived in vacuum. Life is never lived on emptiness. Life is a product of choice. The life that you and I live is a product of choice. Now, if we agree on that principle, then it is important for us, therefore, to examine, to be aware, to be mindful, to be deliberate in the choices that we make in life. Because the reality is, if you will agree to if we will all be truthful to ourselves, who you are or who you have been up to this day, up to this hour, to this minute, whoever you have been, whatever has been the sum total of your life to this present time, is not what you have to be. It's not the end game of your life. Should not be. In fact, it is not. I will confidently say, whoever you are right now is not what you have to be. The reason I could say that is because there is always room for growth, for development, for increase, for becoming better than whatever you are right now. And I know that we are all looking for ways to be better in ourselves, in our relationships, in our dealings, in our transactions, in our daily walk of life. Who you are today will determine who you will be tomorrow. And the way you live your life today will determine the quality and the experience that you will enjoy in your life tomorrow. I'll say that again. Who you are today is a product of the choices that you made yesterday. Where you are right now is a result of the choices and the decisions that you made yesterday. Who you will be tomorrow will be determined to a large degree by the choices and the decisions and the actions that you are taking today, right now. So if you want a better quality experience of your life tomorrow, then you need to be deliberate in the choices that you are making today. You need to be deliberate in the decisions that you are making today. You have to be deliberate in the actions that you are taking today, because today is always the seed for tomorrow's harvest. Who you are is a function of what you've done up to now. Who you are right now is a function of what you have done, the choices, the decisions, the actions that you have taken up to this present time. So whether you are consciously trying or you are not trying, you are always, whether you know it or not, all of us, we are always crafting, shaping, molding, building our future. But the question is, are we building, are we crafting, are we shaping the ideal self, the ideal future, the ideal tomorrow that we see and we would like to be? And that is the $50 million question. Are you shaping your ideal self that you will meet tomorrow by your choices of today, by your actions today, by your decisions of today? Is that what you want to see? Is that what you would like to see in your tomorrow? How conscious are you of the self that you are creating right now? How conscious, how deliberate, how purposefully are you creating your tomorrow right now? Are you in the process of becoming the person you want to be on a daily basis by the choices that you make, by the decisions that you take, by the actions that you take? Because put together, those are the bricks, those are the blocks, the mortar that will mold and build and shape and develop the life that you will live tomorrow. Every day we all make choices. Even right now, you made a choice to listen to this program, to watch this program, to be on this program. I made a choice that every Thursday at this hour, I will be on this program, just like you did, just like hundreds and others did. Everywhere in the world, there is somebody that has made a choice that every Thursday at 8 p.m. I'm going to be on this, I'm going to be watching this platform because it is adding value to my life. It is helping me grow and become the person that I want to be. But at the same time, there are some people that they have made their own choice. They have decided that at this very hour, they will be doing something different, which could, in all truth, be adding values, be growing them, be leading them in the direction of their lives. And rightly so. But ultimately, every day we are making choices. Some are big and some are small. But put together, all these choices are shaping our lives. Those choices that we're making, they are adding up to who we are today, and they are building who we will be tomorrow. And these choices are not just about, they don't, like I said, some are big, some are small. It could be as simple as putting yourself on a diet. Be mindful of what you eat. Be mindful of where you go. Be mindful of the company you keep. Be mindful of the place where you work. Be mindful of what you say to yourself. Be mindful of how you treat your spouse. Be mindful of how you relate to your children. Be mindful of the vibes that you are putting out to everybody that comes in contact with you. Whatever it is, we all have hundreds and thousands of chances every day to define who we are by the choices that we make. So as you can see, choices are no longer just good or bad. Choices are no longer just favorable or unfavorable. Choices are no longer just comfort or no comfort. No, choices are actually the building blocks, the bricks, the mortar, the cement, the sand, the water, and everything mixed together to mold, to shape, to build not just who we are, but who we will be tomorrow and for the rest of our lives. So, what conscious direction? Without conscious direction, rather, without a deliberate conscious decision or direction, your identity and your life will be left to the whims of circumstance. It will be left to the forces around you. It will be left to patterns and be left to whatever happens. Are you living a directed life or a driven life? What is the choice that you are making today to shape, to mold, to protect and preserve the identity and the life that you want to live and you want to experience the rest of your days? Because without that conscious, without that deliberate decision, you will live a life that is dictated by others. You will live a life that is dictated by circumstances. You will live a life that is determined by forces, by things all around you. You will be responding. Your life will be driven by forces outside of you. The job you do is not you're not doing it because that's the job you want to do. You're doing it because of something else. The place where you live, the environment you find yourself, the friends that you keep, even the spouse that you are married to, the people you call your friends, the places where you hang out, all those things can and will be determined by others, by other things and other people, if you are not making a deliberate, conscious effort to choose for yourself the life that you want. If you don't consciously decide to choose them for yourself, others will choose them for you. And 9.99.9999% of the time, it will not be the one that you want. It will not be the choice that you will like. You will not be completely, totally, ultimately be satisfied because it is not your choice. It is a choice that was made by somebody or something else that you then have to fold yourself and bend yourself and squeeze yourself to fit into. You see, many of us, many people will wake up one day and they will discover that they've been living a life that is not theirs. Many people will wake up one day and look in the mirror and can't recognize the person in the mirror because that person has lived a life or is living a life that is not the life that they want, that is not the life that they have chosen. But the reason for that reality is because you have not made the decision. You have not made the choice. You have not deliberately, consciously make the effort to choose your own life. You have left it to the will and the whims of others. And you know what they say? If others choose your life, you will forever be a slave, because you will only do what they want you to do, how they want you to do, where they want you to do, when they want you to do. So if you want to become a better person, if you want to become a more fulfilled person, if you want to become somebody that you will wake up one morning and look in the mirror and shake his or her hand and give him or her a big hug to say, yes, this is me, this is what I've always wanted to do, to be, then you need to make those choices. You need to choose right now. From this, it is never too late. That's a good thing. It is never too late to do the right thing. It is never too late to turn away from the wrong direction. It is never too late to start. So if you will come to a point tonight, even right now, that I want to live my life, then you need to make that choice, so that you can become a more fulfilled person, a more satisfied, a more happy person, somebody that will be happy with himself or herself. It starts with you and I becoming aware of every choice that we make every day. You have to become aware of the choices that you make. And then use those choices as deliberate as possible. Use those choices to build yourself into the person that you want to be, that you want to become. For instance, a carpenter who wants to nail down something with the nail will not put the nail down and take a screwdriver. He will take a hammer, because that is the right tool for that job. It's the same thing in your life and in my life. We have to choose the right tool, make the right choice, determine the right way and direction that we want our lives to go. Because your decision and my decision will either move us towards who we want to be or away from the person that we want to be. Your choice, my choice, your decision, my decision, is either pushing us in the direction of the person that we want to be, or is pushing us in the opposite direction from the person that we want to be. The good news about choices, the good news about decision is when you recognize them, when you perceive and recognize and appreciate choices and decisions as the building blocks for your life, when next you're at a point of making a choice, when next you find yourself at the junction of making a decision, you will not just make any casual choice. You will not just make a decision based on nothing. You will think about it. You will consider it. You will ponder about it. You will examine it. You will factor in, is this going to lead me in the direction of the life I am building for myself or not? And once you make that a yardstick for measuring your choices, for measuring your decisions, it's not about you now making decision to please somebody, to make other people happy. No, it is now a decision of, where is this going to take me? What direction is this going to point me? Where am I going to end up? Should I make this choice? Should I take this decision? Is it going to go towards my goal, my dream, my vision, my life? Or is it sending me in the opposite direction? And so when you're at the point of making choices, when you're at the point of making decisions, it is no longer fuzzy and hazy and unclear. No. Clarity. You now have 2020 vision. You can see clearly. You can see around the corner because you know with each choice, with every decision, you are creating yourself one step after another. You are building your life one brick after another. You are cultivating, you are growing, you are developing, you are molding that tomorrow that you want to see. So that when you arrive there tomorrow, you are not wondering, how did I get here? You are not asking, who is this person? You are not complaining about, I don't like this. No, you know that this is the handiwork, this is the end product, this is the final product of the life that you build for yourself by your choices and your decisions. I know when we see it this way, the way I'm talking about it, I know it can be intimidating because it's putting a lot of responsibilities on our shoulders, and rightly so. It can be intimidating to realize that every decision that you make contributes to the person that you eventually become. But what would you rather do? How would you rather have it? Let somebody or something else make that decision, and then you arrive there and you're wondering, wait a minute, how did we arrive here? Who is this person? Sorry, who are you? Have I seen you before? No. The person you want to be must constantly be in your mind, within your vision, so that your choices and your decision are adding every inch, every fiber, every element, every grace, everything to that person as you go along. It could be daunting at first. I mean, it is very challenging for you to even think, I am going to be responsible for my own life, for my tomorrow. So that could be almost overwhelming. But hey, it will better for you to be overwhelmed, to face the daunting task now, than for you to wake up 20 years down the line and realize there's nothing you can do about it now. There is something very powerful. There is something that is so energetic. There is something that is so satisfying. There is something that is so self-fulfilling about when you radically take responsibility for your own life. When you know that the outcome of the life that you will live tomorrow is a product of the choices that you have made, of the decisions that you have made, of the actions that you have taken. Hey, guess what? As they say, you've made your bed. Have a nice sleep. You're either going to have a good dream or you're going to have a nightmare. But if you make the choices to build your own life by your choices and by your decisions, by your actions, guess what? Even if it's a 3x2 bed that you eventually lie on, you're going to sleep and have a wonderful, wonderful, nice rest and sweet dreams because you made that bed. Unlike if somebody else made the bed, somebody made the choices, somebody else made the decisions, even if it's a water bed, you'll be uncomfortable. Because you know in your knower, I would rather sleep on the mat that I made, I put together myself, than sleep on this water bed when the owner can come tomorrow and say, get up and get going. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the architects of our own lives. we are responsible for our own lives. I know to some people this sound like gibberish and like, but the truth is, you look at your life, check your life up till now. Those spots where you feel the pain, where you feel the out, where you feel the uncomfortableness, those are mostly the areas where you didn't make the choices, when the decisions were made by somebody else. But those areas that, even though are painful, they are agonizingly painful, they are hurting, but you can bear it because you know this is a choice I made for myself. This is a choice I made for myself. Maybe you decided, you thought to yourself, you know what, I'm going to be better than this. I'm going to go back and do another degree or another certificate or another diploma, whatever it is. I remember when I enrolled to do my MBA. Oh boy, it was tough, and I'm almost through now. But it was hard work. Work all day, then fall asleep trying to read one page and wake up, but gradually. But if I did not make that choice, then if that decision was not made, then if I choose not to because of the hardship and this age, what do I need an MBA for? I will still have spent the past years that I've spent working towards the MBA degree, and I will have nothing to show for it. But every time I sit down to read and to write and to think and all of that, and it feels painful, I say to myself, get over it. This is a choice that you made. And that thought alone will wipe the sleep off my eyes, will keep me going, will help me to read the next page and the next chapter and the next line. And it's the same thing with everything in life. When you accept the responsibility that it is up to you to make the decision to become a better person, to build yourself, to build your life into the kind of person and life you want to be, oh, come on. What you have done is you have just injected yourself with an enormous power, a mighty, mighty power that you become unstoppable. You become unstoppable in that pursuit of that aspect of your life, because you know this is your decision. This is your decision. You decide this, therefore you must see the end of it. The only person you have to give account to and for is yourself. The only person that will be responsible for the life you will live tomorrow is yourself. So sit down, buckle down, ride it out. It's a bumpy flight, but don't worry. We will land on safe ground. But you have to make that choice. You have to make that decision. You have to take that action. You have to follow it through. You have to sit there and stay awake and stay upright till the final result is in your hands. Because on the day when you get that result in your hand, man, you will be like the Queen of England has nothing on you. Because there is a great pride in saying, this is the work of my hand. This is the result of my choices. This is as a result of my decision and the actions that I followed it with to arrive at this junction. You know, one of the greatest joy of any entrepreneur It's not the money that comes from their businesses. It's not the fame that comes with who they become or what they become. No, it's that thought, that feeling of saying, I started this business and look at it today. I put my guts into it. I followed with it everything I've got. I stayed up night. I stayed awake. I did everything. And look at me. I am now an employer of labor. I am making a difference in people's lives. I'm adding values. People's lives are better because of a choice that I made. You can't put a price on it. Our real choice our real power in life as individuals, as human beings, our real power comes from the knowledge that we choose how to react to external forces. I have said this before on other programs. The only freedom that every human being, the only freedom we have in life is the freedom of choice. Once you have made that choice, that's it. You are now at the mercy of the consequences. If our choices are as important and as powerful as that, as the only freedom we have, I don't think it's too much that we pay special attention, that we give it all that it requires before we make those choices, before we make those decisions, before we take those actions. If you lose a job, for instance, say a job that you love and you really, this is just your job. If you lose that job tomorrow, there are two options that you have. You only have two options. It's either you are going to sit down and cry yourself to sleep and cry yourself to wake and complain about this and agonize about that and complain or you're going to spend the first 3 days, maybe a week, because at the end of the day, we're still human beings. So you're going to feel the loss of the job, the absence of everything that comes with it. But after that, you need to get up. You need to shake yourself up. Say, do you know what? My life is not determined by that office. My life is not determined by that office or that title or that position or that desk or that whatever it is that the job has added to you or you have come to accept as the quality of your life. There is more to you than the job. There is always more to you than where you are right now. The fact is, every human being, all of us, we are all living way below our full potentials. So if you lose a job, get over it. Go find something else doing. Whatever your hand finds doing, do it well. And in the course of that, others that you can do, that you will do, that you have to do will come along. Rather than sitting down and crying over your tea and wailing and all of that. Either you get up and get going, or you sit down and cry. Your choice over the loss of that job will determine the person that you become tomorrow. Many people, many people, after losing their jobs, just using this job as an example, after losing their job, it's like the end of the world. Nothing, that is it, their life is over. And then they sit down and realize, wait a minute, I've got 2 hands, 2 eyes, I can hear, I can talk, my legs are functioning. Even people who are disabled, physically disabled, they're getting on with their lives. And then you get up, you get going, you start using your choices. You start using your decision. You start taking action. You start following your dreams and follow your passion and develop yourself and grow yourself. And then one day, boom, the same people that signed your letter of determination, the same people that sacked you are now coming to ask you for reference, are now coming to apply to you for employment, are now trying to become your friends. Help them if you can, if you're in a position, because hey, what's his name? Joseph said, the things that you meant for evil, God turned it for good. If they didn't sack you, then you would know that you have the ability to start your own business and grow it to where it is now. But it's all about recognizing that however you respond to life situation, either big or small, will determine the quality of your life tomorrow. The way you respond to life's challenges, to life's issues, to situations in life will determine the quality of the life that you will live tomorrow. You can either stew in the disappointment of the lost job or take a risk by applying for another job or starting your own business and get on with it. The human possibilities are only limited by our own imagination. If we can imagine it, if you can think it, if we can picture it, man is unstoppable. Like I said, we are all living below our full potentials. So becoming the person that you want to be, becoming the living a life that you really want to live, and becoming the person that you really want to be, starts with the decision, the choice that you make. And that person, that future, that tomorrow, you can start building it right now. That future that you see, that person that you see, that tomorrow that you've been dreaming about, that can become a reality from this very moment. All it takes, all it's required, all that you need is one decision, one choice to say, so far, no further. From now on, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do. There was a day I sat down, I was thinking, and I was seeing people, many people, doing this Facebook Live. And I sat down and I was listening to them. And I was seeing what they're saying and how they're doing it. And I said to myself, I'm sure I can do this. It will just require me to do something more, to grow myself, to develop myself. And I said to my wife, I said, you know what, I'm going to start this program. Today's program is number 89 of the programs that we've been doing. 89. At the beginning, I thought, after 2 weeks, what will I say? What will I be saying after 2 weeks? But when I started, it became a responsibility that I took so highly. I have to grow, I have to develop, I have to learn, I have to read, I have to study, I have to research, I must come up with something new, all pointing towards all of us becoming better at who we are. And I thank God for all your support, faithfulness, and the encouragement. But all I'm trying to say is, I could have thought about it. I'm sure I can do that. Maybe I should do that. And then nothing is done. But we made the choice. We took the decision. We followed it with actions. And today we are all beneficiaries of it. So you're becoming a better person. You're building, the building of your future, of your tomorrow that you want, that you desire, that you've been dreaming about, can start right now. And if you don't know how, let me help you quickly in the short time that we have. Let's see how far we can go. First thing you must do is you must define your goals. You must have a defined goal for yourself. Defining your goals, it should be the most pleasurable activities that you engage in. It's your goal anyway. It's your life you are trying to build. So it should just be pleasurable. It should be something that you're excited about. There is something about just dreaming about your life. Thinking where you could be or how you could be. Thinking of what life is all about as far as you are concerned. Wondering what can you do? How can you do? Where can you do? What can you do? But when you add that dream, add to that dream the decision of what you need to do, when you define what you need to do and what you want to become to that dream, boom. There is something exciting. There is something that is so satisfying when your dream is infused with a decision and an action to follow it through. Oh, it is exciting. It is so exciting. Do you have a dream? Is there something that you would like to have, be, or do? Is there a goal in your heart that you can't seem to shake away? Everywhere you turn, everything you do, the essence of your inner self is pointing to that goal, to that dream. If you have that, you have the blueprint. All you need to do now is to infuse it, inject into it an electricity called choice, decision. This is how you can do that. Let us assume that you don't know, you have goals, but you don't, they're just here and there, fuzzy and hazy. Get a piece of paper. Write them down. Don't limit yourself about, can I afford that? It's not about affordability. Is that reasonable? It's not about whether it's reasonable or not. It's about, is it your dream? Is it your goal? Is it something that is coming from the inside of you? Write it down. Write it down. Anything and everything is allowable on that. It's your goal. It's your paper. It's your pen. It's your writing. Just pour it down. You'll be amazed. Some of the things that you will write down. Some of the things that from the time you were little has been bubbling on the inside of you. Put it down. Once you have written them down, you need to answer this question. And that question is a trigger question is a trigger, and that question is, why do you want to achieve these goals? Why do you want to achieve these goals? Because when the why is strong enough, the how will follow. Why do you want to achieve these goals? And don't become religious and pious and I don't want to say because I want to be rich. If because you want to be rich, write it down. I want to be rich. What's wrong with being rich? Whatever is your why, that you want that goal, that you want that dream to become a reality, write it down. Now, you might think, for instance, oh, you want to become rich. You have to have plenty of money and be able to afford anything and everything. There's nothing wrong with that. But in the process of writing it down, you may discover that it is not the money that's actually the why. It's because you want to be in a position where you can be a blessing to others. It is probably because you want to have more time for yourself to play with your family and do other things that you would like to do. So write down the why. The more you dig deeper into your why, the more you open up why, the more you examine the reason why you want that goal, the clearer that goal will become. Because it will not just be a pie in the sky. Now you don't just have a dream or a goal. Now you have a reason tied to it to pull it down. But you can only get to that when you start to dig on it, when you start to claw on it and start to peel it open one layer after the other. Before you know it, you realize there is more to this goal than just you becoming the next senator of your village or your country. When you've written down your goals, you've answered the question why by digging deep and peeling it open, you will have a list of goals that nothing can stop you from achieving. But more than that, you will have a deep understanding of why you want to achieve that goal. Not just because it looks good. Not just because it will make you rich. There will be deeper reasoning, deeper understanding of why you actually want that goal. So, write down your goals. Answer the question why. Dig deep into them and milk it for all it's got, which will now give the goal a structure. Once you have all of that done, and now you have a clearer understanding of what your goal is, you then begin to find out what you have to become to achieve that goal. Who do you have to become to achieve that goal? Because now you have the goals, you have a deep understanding of why you want them. Now the question is, what do I have to do? Who do I have to become? What is that positive change in my life that is now required for me to achieve and become that goal and that person? You need to translate your goals into a set of habits and practices, into a daily routine and an abstract concept that will start to make you make choices on a daily basis towards the realization of that goal. It will help you to formulate a daily routine, a daily practice, a daily habit, a daily pathway, the type of relationships that you get into, the type of talks, the way you talk, how you carry yourself. All of that would start to you start to formulate and engage them to change your life from what it is towards becoming what you want it to be. Once you draw down what those habits or principles or routines are, now you're on your way. Because the next step is for you to start practicing them. Now, don't get me wrong, you might not get them right at the onset. But don't worry. Those tiny decisions today, they are building, molding, bringing together what you need to build your tomorrow. So don't beat yourself up by saying, oh, I've been doing this for 2 weeks and I've not seen any change. Don't worry. You didn't become like that in 2 weeks. Give yourself time. But stick to your routine. Consistently, continuously practice your habit. Because you are not just doing them for doing sake. You are not just practicing them for practicing sake. You are not just carrying them out to satisfy somebody else, to please somebody, to make somebody happy. No. You know that every choice that you make, every step that you take, every action is building and pushing you towards your goal. The next thing you need to do is to appraise yourself. Who are the people that you aspire to? Who are the people that you admire? Maybe people who are already in this line or in this type of life that you are aspiring to have. Who are they? There will be somebody somewhere that you admire, that you just want to be like, that have become like trailblazers for you to say, hey, I just, who are they? Find them. Examine their lives. Think through, read about them, do a study on them. Find out what is their story. Every man's secret is hidden in his story. What is their story? What is their journey like? What did they do? How did they do? Where did they do? What made them become that person that you and I are now admiring? Once you have identified who they are, start studying their lives. Pull them apart, take them apart, just peel them open. Ask yourself, why do I admire this person so much? What is it about this person or these people that I admire so much? What are some of the qualities of their lives that I would like to emulate? And why do I actually admire these qualities about them? You see, all of that is helping you to put together a blueprint for your life, for your growth, for your development, for where you are going, for building your life, for the choices that you make. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not the time for you to start answering the questions the way you want to. That will make you feel good. If you do that, you'll flunk the test. Dig deep. Dig deep. Be open and honest with yourself. Dig deep. Be truthful to yourself, because you are building your own life. The next thing you need to do is to appreciate the fact that this is a journey. This is a marathon, not a sprint. You may not see the answer right away. You may not see the answer in another 2 months. But keep at it. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dream. Don't quit on yourself. And one of the things you can do to help you and encourage you from giving up on yourself is every now and again, on a regular basis, write down the experience of your journey. Before you know, you will start to see traces of achievements, traces of breakthroughs, traces of growth and development, signs of increase in yourself by what you are writing. And those will become the point of encouragement for you. When you hit the hard place, you can go back to your journal or to your storybook and read how you passed through the last one, what you did with the last obstacle, how you faced the last challenge to get to where you are. It will help you to see how are you living up to the goals you've set for yourself. Are you honoring the qualities that you have seen in those people that you admire, that you have factored into your own journey to become like them? Are you doing what they did because you want to be like them? If not, why not? If you are not, what can you do to improve to improve on your activities to become the person that you want to be? Choices. 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 Being honest and recognizing your progress is a powerful way to boost your self-awareness and to boost your self-esteem, to help you on the journey to where you're going. But remember, like I said, this is a journey. This is a journey. It may take time. In fact, it will take time. But what is required is for you to set your eyes on the goal, set your eyes on the destination, set your eyes on what you want to become, and refuse to be distracted, to be delayed, to be discouraged by the issues along the way. Remember, you are going through. Don't camp in the midst of your journey, because your destination is at the end of the journey. Oh dear. Let me say this in close. In order to experience real growth, in order for you to experience real change, in order for you to become the person that you want to be, you must embrace the fact that you will always be in the process of becoming that person. There is no finally. No, you are always developing. You are always growing. You are always improving. You are always increasing. Because the moment you stop growing and stop developing and stop increasing, you will stagnate and you start to smell. And before you know it, you are regressing, because others will come and they'll be overtaking you or be overtaking you. Keep going. Keep going. There is no limit to how far you and I can grow and develop. The journey of development, the journey of growth, begins by recognizing that you and I can grow. We can develop into the person that we want to be and even surpass it. by always reflecting on who, on that goal that we have set for ourselves, and making sure that on a daily basis we're making the choices. We are choosing, we are making the right choices that is propelling us towards becoming that person that we know we can be and we would like to be. If we can do that, if we can focus on that, if we can make a conscious decision to make those choices on a daily basis, there's no stopping us. There is nothing that can stop us from becoming the person that we dream, that we want, and that we can be. I'm counting on you. I am counting on you not giving up on yourself. You owe it to all of us that you become everything that you can become. Like I owe it to all of you to become everything that I can become. Would you take that challenge today? Would you accept that responsibility today? Will you make that decision today? Would you make that choice today that enough of this living below the bar, your place is up there and you are not stopping until you get there? Choices. Choices. The choice that we make today will determine the life that we live tomorrow. You can do it. You can do it. Even you can do it. I can do it. We can do it. All we have to do is to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Make that choice that you are not going to sit down in this valley. You are going to climb your way to the top of the mountain. And I can assure you, once that decision is made and that commitment is fired, the rest, they say, is history. And I'll see you at the top. Because we have a destination. There is a reason for us. We have a goal. There's a purpose for our lives. There is a reason we are on this planet here. There is a place that is set for us. There is a dream in our hearts that must become a reality. So my brother, my sister, I am challenging you tonight. I'm challenging all of us. I'm challenging myself. Let's go. Let's take this mountain. Let's go and possess our land. Let's go and arrive at this destination. Because we actually don't have a choice. There is no quitting. There is no caving in. There is no giving up. There is no backing out. We refuse to throw in the towel because there's a purpose for our lives. There is a goal that is set before us. There's a destination with our names on it. And we're not stopping. We are not stopping until we arrive. So that everybody, everyone, everywhere, every person, when they see us at that final destination, in our glorious self, in our full self, living our dream self lives, they will have no choice. They will have no choice but to confess that you and I, we are better men and better women. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being part of today's program. I know I got a bit excited somewhere along the line, but hey, this is great for me. If you have not shared this program, please, 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 I beg of you, share it now. Let somebody else benefit from what we have talked about tonight. You just never know. That person might be the one that will encourage you along the way. That person might just be the catalyst that will propel you to your own dream and to your own self. Go ahead and share it now. And I thank you in advance for doing that. And may God richly bless you. So until we meet again next week, this is Tunde Disi once again appreciating you for your time, your commitment, your dedication to this platform. Thank you. I appreciate it. God bless you. See you next week. Bye-bye.